They sell everything here.
Colonel, we've taken the town of Mori. Soon we'll be standing at the gates of Madargane.
Then there's the South. Savage and superstitious. All loyal to Rodin.
About that, Colonel, I got some news. One of our patrols shot down a light aircraft, and Rodin's daughter was on board.
What? Are you sure?
I'm very sure. She left Europe to meet up with her father.
And... is she dead?
We checked the crash site. We found only the pilot.
Malkia. This stupid irony. Christ, I told her to stay where she was.
Huh? So, you knew this woman, Colonel Siri?
Find Rodin's daughter, Captain. Whatever it takes. She must not make that rendezvous with her father.
Are you looking for a rug, miss? Look, are they not magnificent?
No, thank you. I have to leave. I don't really need a rug.
But the quality is exceptional. Go ahead, miss. Feel the quality. It costs nothing to touch.
I'd love to, but I really don't have time.
While the revolution in Morania is growing by the day, the official Moranian government remains bizarrely silent. No word has yet been heard from the king, and despite official denial from the Minister of Health, rumors abound that the sovereign is seriously ill. The situation remains critical in the north, where reports are filing in of bloody reprisals by rebel forces against populations loyal to the king. Initial reports suggest the body count could be measured in the hundreds. We'll bring you updates on this crisis as they arise. And moving on to sports, Davy, what's the prospect for our...
Hello, sir.
Hello, splendid stranger. Welcome to my modest establishment. What can I do for you?
Business seems to be good, despite the revolution.
Oh, who wants to get their head cut off on a bad hair day?
What is the prince going to do?
Our prince is a very smart man. Maybe a bit too smart for his own good. He always manages to adapt to the times.
You're not worried?
Of course. I'm scared to death of this war, lady. The rebels are nothing but bloodthirsty brutes.
And the king? Why doesn't he stand up to the rebels?
Oh, the king. Today, His Majesty is not much more than an old, tired lion, and the hyenas can smell it.
Catch you next time. They don't seem very happy
we
to
brought
see
you
me.
news of the serious disturbances at the Moranian frontier. Today we have reports that troops loyal to Colonel Siri have taken control of the capital, Mori, and that even the airport is now in the hands of the rebels. northern provinces are today in the grip of what can only be called a popular revolt.
In
A
fact,
revolution is sweeping through the region under the leadership of the exiled Moranian opposition that crossed into the country 2 weeks ago to spearhead operations. Here is an interview with Conrad Siri.
This is a revolution to restore freedom after years of dictatorship. Our objective is to install a parliamentary democracy as soon as possible in Morania. Everywhere, in the towns and in the countryside, I urge you, the people, to rise up against the oppressor and join the revolutionary forces for a new Morania. I also urge the remaining partisans of the butcher Rodin to put down their weapons. I promise them all that they will be granted the compassion and mercy that their goodwill and their civic conscience demands.
you don't have many clients. Is it because of the war?
You too would do well to go home, miss. Morania is no place for tourists at the moment.
Do you think the rebels will be here soon?
But they're already here, miss. For the time being, they've gone into hiding, merging with the shadows. But tomorrow you'll see.
Are you saying there are already rebel spies in town?
You should trust nobody, miss. Nobody at all.
You talk as if there's no hope left. Doesn't the king have a chance of pushing back the rebels?
Oh, miss is joking with me. Rodan, the king, doesn't even know what day it is. And the army disappeared. Melted into the population, hoping for better days.
You act as if the rebels have already won the war. Can't anything be done?
Leave. Get far away, miss, and very fast. Head south and don't look back. Then go home and forget about Morania.
Thank you.
The storm season has been upon us for a few days. In the province of Madargane, the northern winds will bring cloud and rain all day. In the east of the country, the timorous lightning storms will soon give way to a thick blanket of cloud cover. Heavy showers of sustained rain are expected from noon on. While the River Maury has already reached flood levels, more heavy
This hand
precipitation
pump is
is expected
perfect
over
for
most of the
gas
territory in the days to come. Travelers are therefore advised to avoid using the traditional fording points on routes into the south.
The mechanic probably needs this battery. I reckon this spring will come in handy later. Hi, sir.
Miss? Hassan. Nice to meet you.
I need a car.
Cars? I don't have. Everybody's leaving. I sold everything.
You don't have any vehicles left?
Nothing.
I can't believe it. There must be something with 4 wheels and an engine amongst all this junk.
Oh, there is. The rusty hulk of an ancient truck that's been rotting away since, 1938. No battery, no radiator fan, and no tires. You won't be getting far in that, I'm afraid.
I'll find the missing parts, Hassan. You just get that heap of junk on the road.
Well, it ain't that easy. Why not? Okay with me.
Looks like the wreckage of a plane.
Yep. They brought it in last week. I'm gonna rip out the battery and a few bits and pieces from the engine. For your truck.
Where did this plane come from?
It was shot down. Crashed in the desert. The pilot's very dead. It ain't a pretty sight.
And the passengers? Were there any passengers?
Don't know much about that, miss. The only thing I'm interested in is the engine. Everything else ain't none of my business.
Events seem to have been a blessing for your business.
I sold all my cars, true enough. But war ain't much of a blessing for anybody. Not even for people like me.
So, what do you think about this war?
You don't think about war, miss. You get scared, you wait till it's finished. And you try to stay alive.
What about the revolutionaries? Maybe they do have a point.
Some think so, yeah. They say our king is royally screwed. But I don't get involved in politics and all that.
Coming right up, Hassan.
Okay. I'll be here.
Careful, miss!
Hello, sir.
Miss.
I'm looking for some spare parts for a truck. Can you help me?
It's not my job to dig up parts, miss.
Can I go through?
One doesn't leave town just like that. Let me see your pass.
I'm not allowed to go anywhere I want?
At the moment, it seems like everybody wants to leave. Though where they think they're going, I don't know. So we check the flow, miss.
Are a lot of people leaving town?
It's because of the rebels. They scare the wits out of everybody. I'm telling you, miss, there's a war on.
You really think the situation is that serious, then?
Folks say the rebels respect nothing and nobody. Say there are a lot of people dead up there in the north.
But the king will chase off the invaders, won't he?
Of course. The king, our king, is great. May God protect him.
I heard that he's weak and sick. They say he won't come to rescue his people.
His Majesty, Rodan, is our most beloved king. Do not say such things against him, stranger.
But the rebels are still far from Madargane, aren't they?
Their spies are already within the walls, miss.
Catch you next time. In fact... Hello? I'd like to cross the river and...
Everybody's trying to leave these days, miss.
And yet, our king is coming to our rescue along this very river. His army is ready, his soldiers brave as lions. They are waiting for the appointed hour in the belly of the Black Vault.
The Black Vault?
Black as night, my beauty. The king's floating palace. The Black Vault navigates the river that runs past our feet. Endlessly back and forth it goes, following the river's course as it snakes across the whole of Morania. From within its hold, Rodon watches over the whole of our people.
That's convenient.
It is an enormous boat. Imagine, stranger, all the bridges, all the way along the river, have to be able to rise to let the boat pass beneath.
And it is an invincible fortress. A terrible power for destruction covered in cannon that Rodon will use to dam the river, block the invaders' route, and protect Madargane.
I have heard that the Black Vault hoards all the riches of Morania in its hold.
Our king would never rob his people. You can't say that. That's our king you're talking about.
And for how much longer? Soon the season of storms will be on us. You know well enough.
Yes? And so what? Everybody knows that.
The river will become a torrent like every year. And you know well enough, Yusuf, that the Black Vault doesn't navigate the high waters. It disappears mysteriously. They say that it steams upriver to the great forests of the east. High up at the river's source, where the waters are less agitated.
I know that too, Mohammed. What are you trying to imply?
If the river is flooded, Rodon won't come to our rescue, and he'll abandon the country to the cruel hands of the rebels.
Pshaw! You're just a scavenging albatross. Why...
Well, I'll be seeing you later, gentlemen.
I tell you, don't worry, stranger. Rodon, our king, will come.
It's too heavy. I'll need help. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Mukhtar.
What are you doing here down by the waterfront? Shouldn't you be in school?
I help the boatmen load and unload the boats. I don't much like school.
It's a tiring job for someone your age.
The stormy season's on its way. The river will soon become a torrent, and the boats will all be moored up. I'll be out of work, and I'll rest up then.
Mukhtar. You're not the brother of Aisha, the servant at the palace.
Yes, and you must be Anne Smith, the woman who fell with her plane. My sister has told me a lot about you.
Aren't you afraid of the war?
No, I'm not scared, Anne Smith.
I've heard the rebels are merciless.
I support the revolution. When the rebels get to Madargane, I'm going to ask them for a gun to fight with them.
Shh! If you say that too loud, you'll end up in prison, Mukhtar.
I already chose which side I'm on. Maybe one day you should choose too.
Me? I'm just a foreigner caught up in this. I've got nothing to do with this war.
One day you'll know what you're doing here, Anne Smith.
Could you help me get these tires to the mechanic? I've got a truck to repair.
Sure I can. My sister said you've got to go on a long voyage.
Hello, sir.
Miss,
So, what kind of pass do I need to get out of this town?
complete this document with an ID photo, and it needs to be signed by the prince. Those are the rules.
See you later. In fact, the mechanic doesn't have the parts to patch up an old truck. Do you know where I could find some?
Take a look down on the docks. You can find anything there.
I need to develop some photographs. Who could do that quickly?
The photographer has closed his shop. I know because he's my brother-in-law.
Could I maybe use his laboratory?
You're asking the right man. I have the key.
I really need these photos urgently. I promise I won't disturb anything.
Okay. Only seeing out you, miss. But be quick, huh?
Thank you. The film isn't damaged. All I need now is the prince's signature and my pass will be valid. Hello, sir.
Hello, splendid stranger. Welcome to my modest establishment. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a fan, just like this one.
Oh, I'd love to let you have it, but you know, a hair salon of our reputation needs a little air conditioning. You understand.
I'd only need the bit that spins.
I have to admit, this new-fangled electric fan is not much of a replacement for my old feathered fan that quit last month. If you could fix the old antique up, I'd be happy to let you have this noisy contraption.
See you later. Here, I got your fan unstuck.
Ah, excellent, miss. 1,000 times thank you. So, would you do me the inestimable service of taking this noisy gizmo off my hands?
Where is she? Her plane was shot down by the rebels. But she's still alive. She's coming. She's at Madargane.
Madargane. Aye.
There's also talk that she's found the black leopard.
The leopard? It can't be true. It's just not possible.
Excuse me? Well, here we go. I think I'm ready to leave, Prince.
So I see. Don't forget your traveling companion. You'll need this to let him out of his cage.
Catch you next time. leopard is in the truck. Goodbye, Prince. Take care of yourself.
Very well. Have a safe journey, Anne Smith. May God watch over you.
I have to go.
On the latest information, rebel forces are currently blocked 400 miles from the town of Madargane. The townspeople are flocking in their thousands to join the government forces, mounting a heroic defense against the cowardly invaders and their corrupt puppeteers in the imperialist western powers. Further to the south, defenseless civilian populations have been horribly massacred by these same inhuman bandit rebels. In reply to the insurrection, numerous towns have declared a curfew and recruited militia units. And in measures designed to stem the massive exodus of the population, the Interior Minister has decreed that all movement within the country will be under strict control until further notice.